to Night In with Manta. Woohoo! There it is. We're reading The Golden Forest. If you've been watching with us, thank you so much. You know, lots happened last episode. Secrets were out. Tears were rolling down people's faces. Someone rhyming with Winnie A was lied to. What's gotta happen next? There's only one way to find out. It's episode 39. It's episode 40. But first, introductions.
Hi, I'm Eva. I'm reading Gazeta.
I'm Emma. I'm reading for Renier.
Hi, I'm Rock, and I will be reading as Coon.
Ooh. Hi, I'm Rin. I play Talcos, the narrator and sound effects.
And I'm Ashley. I'll be reading for Kritios. Ooh. I like that really powerful characters. Before we dive in, let's get a quick recap of what's just happened with a summary from Emma.
All right, we've had some big reveals in the episodes leading up to episode 39. Let's start with, the fact that Renier has Golden Forest priestess powers.
What?
The divine stone that Kun gave her activated something inside of her when she returned to the forest. It turns out that Renier might have been an abandoned child of the Golden Forest. Which makes her love for Kun a bit star-crossed. On the opposite end of the awesome spectrum is Gazeta's admission of poisoning Renier and damaging her ability to have children.
Nope.
And even after learning that shocking fact, Renier still foils an assassination attempt on Gazeta's life. But even though that means she's technically paid her life debt to Gazeta, Renier has the sad realization that she'll never be set free. A myth begins to grow among the Mud People, aka humans, about the mysterious bodyguard who never leaves Gazeta's side, which we know is Renier. And with that, let's take it into episode 39.
The Golden Forest.
Dazzle. He's beautiful.
Thank you.
Gosh. You know.
Are you an Enishp?
Inish, a high-ranking priest.
Based on his lavish clothing and jewels and his immense beauty and grace, there's no way he isn't a high-ranking priest.
No, I'm not.
Oh, of course. You must be in a new gig. I did think you were too beautiful.
A new gig, a high-ranking priestess. ...
Awkward.
Renier, I don't really want to explain it myself, but simply put, this means I'm handsome.
Shake.
Cocky.
Did I say the wrong thing? Why do I feel like someone's glaring at me?
Hello?
What's she saying?
Seems I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Gazeta, but everyone addresses me as the Galtier. And what's your name?
Fall. I've committed a grave sin. Please forgive me for my impudence.
Dear Southlander merchant, all I did was ask for your name.
My name is Telkos. I'm a merchant from Hedda Isle and son of Hicortes.
Well, Telkos of Hedda Isle, I'd like to hear more about those envoys. Tell me, what exactly is this information you're withholding that could be the death of you?
Glance.
Why don't you come with me to the temple for a little chat?
Galtier, they said they'd kill me if I ever told anyone.
The king of Minitos and I are the ones who sent those envoys, so don't you think I have the right to know? Despite having been sent as special envoys, they never returned to the palace. That alone is perfect grounds for punishment. So if you do get killed for telling me, I'll just kill Kyrios and the two priests, then lay their bodies before your grave as offerings. Would that make you feel better?
Yes, Galtier. Tremble. I now understand why the priests of the Golden Forest are so fearful of such a young and beautiful Galtier. The only thing I can't quite understand.
A splash of water? Renier, I don't care if that person is a man or a woman. What? Unfair? Are you still mad about that? Stop laughing. You'll get punished if you keep teasing the Galtier.
Oh, punish me.
I told you not to laugh, Renier. Aren't you afraid of wind blades?
Giggle.
Is how warm he is towards that small serpent. Due to the barren soil and rough climate of the Northland, it's always been extremely difficult for Northlanders to grow their own food. So, though they disliked interacting with outsiders, they ventured beyond their city walls in order to trade goods for food with the Southlanders. But unfortunately, raiders, blinded by riches, soon began to gather in the White Mountains. They began digging through the sacred graves of Northland ancestors in order to get to the divine stones. And so bloodshed befell the raiders and the Northlanders, and worsened as time went on. Yet, amidst all that, Galtier Gazeta stuck to an aggressive approach. He negotiated a deal with the leader of the Black Rock Mountain tribe to annihilate the Salt Mountain tribe. After getting rid of the Salt Mountain tribe, leader and his family, the Black Rock Mountain tribe planned to attack Salt Mountain and wipe out the rest of the tribe.
Wait!
Harsh.
Everything seemed to be going according to plan. But little did they know that the son of the Salt Mountain tribe's leader fled, having survived that massacre.
Wait, so the Galtier did settle, it was his fault.
Oh yeah,
That's
big
why-
time.
That was a huge reveal.
That was a big reveal.
Yeah, he did not see the hair coming.
Yeah.
And when he made his miraculous return, he became the Salt Mountain tribe's new leader.
What? Bling.
He then exterminated the Black Rock Mountain tribe, united the remaining 11 tribes, and became king. The young king who abhorred the Golden Forest combed through every inch of the White Mountains to punish the raiders.
Wow.
Enraged by this, the new Galtier then joined forces with the Southland and closed its borders, which caused the Northlanders, now unable to trade, to begin invading areas along the border.
I see. I knew these things were tense out there, but what I really want to know is why the envoys I've sent have yet to contact me, and why they're hiding out in a Nurgle castle. It'd be nice if I had a good reason to save those priests' lives.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Why's that bird chirping so loudly? Can it see I have a special guest here? It's interrupting our conversation.
Oh my gosh.
He's rude.
Reckless.
Drop.
Not in the back.
There. Now finally we've got some peace and quiet.
Grin.
Anyway, why did Kyrios go into hiding?
Shudder. Because he has become impotent, Galtier. Sick and tired of the Northlanders' pillage spree, the king of Ninogal entrusted full authority to Kyrios to spearhead the envoys' discussion with the king of the Northland. Kyrios knew of how the Northlanders had been suffering from starvation, so he believed that the king of the Northland would come crawling and agree to a deal. However, he was wrong. The king of the Northland didn't greet Kyrios and the other envoys with respect, nor did he bow at their feet. Or concede in any way regarding the divine stones.
We simply cannot forgive anyone who digs through our ancestors' graves and disturbs their peacefully resting bodies.
Kyrios became enraged at this uncivilized beast tribe's king being so unwilling to negotiate. But that wasn't all. The Northlanders served the envoys various foods that seemed more befitting for animals than people and called it a feast. The envoys weren't even provided with women to sleep with.
Oh, darn.
I know, right?
No.
Nor dancers to entertain them. Not only was this a brutal insult to Kyrios, but an insult to all of the Southlands. Kyrios, determined to leave for the Southland as soon as possible, clenched his teeth and grabbed the wrist of the maid tending to his bedchamber.
I don't like it.
If that maid had begged and pleaded like the maids in the Southland, that may have appeased his anger.
Gross.
However, Northland women have never been the sort to do such a thing. Good. Indeed, the maid began screaming and rebelling, and Kyrios became even more furious, seeing as how even a lowly maid could be so impudent towards him. He couldn't let it go.
Wow.
So Kyrios decided he'd teach this Northlander bitch a lesson.
Oh. Whoa.
Pulling out the big guns.
Right.
Okay.
We went there.
After beating her up a number of times,
Oh my
he
God.
then decided to force himself upon her.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Okay.
I don't want to
That
be him.
night, Salt City erupted into chaos. Whoosh.
How dare you? I'm a member of the Minotaur's royalty. Do you really think you can get away with treating us like this? I'm the brother of Pedios, king of Minotos, the capital city of Southland. How dare you put royalty on trial?
So, Quirios, brother of King Pidios, I have already asked you 5 times if you forced yourself upon that girl.
I was just fighting insult with insult. How dare you force royalty to get on his knees over some lowly I wasn't kidding. Sorry, there it is again. Don't treat me like a fool. I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to insult me even further by nitpicking at my actions.
I see. Quirios, brother of King Pidios of Minotos, you have come to the Northland and harmed a Northlander woman. Therefore, you must be punished in accordance with our laws. Of course, since you are of Minotos royalty, I'll not insult you further by leaving the execution of your punishment in the hands of a lowly person.
Step.
Remove his clothes and spread out his limbs, then bind him.
Lift. That crazy king swung his axe and cut off his.
Oh my. No doubt he'd be very upset. I pray our Manu and Inanna provide Kyrios with peace of mind.
Tap, tap.
Do you?
Gazida, Quirios should be grateful that the king of the Northland did only that.
Renier, you truly have no idea how a man feels when he gets castrated, do you?
Probably not.
We don't.
Nope.
No, and I really don't care to know how a rapist feels.
That's right.
Yes, thank you.
I know that's right.
Why should I? Good riddance to that rotten scumbag.
Exactly.
You're thinking about what a rotten scumbag he is, aren't you?
She just said it.
Everyone began whispering about the news that the merchant Telkos had brought. The priests and priestesses all agreed that such punishment just for laying a hand on a lowly maid was ridiculous. And they said that the king of the Northland did this on purpose so as to provoke members of the Golden Forest and instigate war. However, I found their reactions to be off-putting.
Same.
And they made me uncomfortable. That wasn't the Northland's attempt at provocation. What they did was simply common sense to them. Especially if their king is Kun.
Flashback. Cute.
Aww.
Because then I'm sure it was a fair and just Northland trial. What?
Those things that pain you aren't allowed in the Northland. So if you were to live in the Northland, then you'd...
What?
Oh, come
To be continued.
Then you'd what?
Then you'd...
Be
Dun,
safe
dun,
forever?
Then you'd what? Come tell us.
I mean, like, hashtag believe women, I'm all for his...
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, he's the best.
I am loving
He's
this.
the best.
I am loving
Yeah.
this.
I'm also mad that they're like, that was unjust. I'm like, he beat her up and then
And raped her.
raped her.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if she's a low-life mate, that
Yeah.
was unjust.
Yeah, he's incredibly lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
He only got one thing cut off. I would have
That's
cut
what Renier was saying.
Right?
He'd just be
He
torn.
was spared, if you ask me.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He can't ride a horse now, though.
Oh no.
I'm so
wish
sorry.
I cared. Crying.
Ride a little horsey around town.
The toxic masculinity though, he's like, don't tell anyone I don't have a dick though.
Yeah, that's what he's concerned about.
Yeah, he's just like, oh no, my pride.
Yeah. Oh, God. Not even an apology, like I overstepped, just like, don't tell anybody that I no longer have it.
Yeah. And the classism, she's referred to as a lowly maid like 7 times. These
Right?
guys love throwing that in
And the
her
B
face.
word. I was
Exactly,
like, what
yeah.
did she do to deserve this? She's just trying to do her job and she was attacked.
Right?
She literally did nothing to deserve
Yeah.
it. That's
I
nothing.
know. I feel like Renier's starting to feel like, where Kun is a much better place than what
Yeah,
she's
she's
grown up to
seen
know. Yeah.
She's seen the light.
Also,
Firsthand.
the bird.
Poor
Gazina's
bird.
a
Oh
sociopath.
my God.
What? Like,
Just killing the bird out of
he
nowhere.
was just like,
You're being annoying.
I think he's like trying to show his dominance.
Right.
Like, but the bird didn't do anything. It was just
so
existing.
sad.
and then he smiled. It's like, oh, now it's nice and
Yeah,
quiet.
he was
They're
just
crazy.
all cool. I feel like we're seeing Renier also find her voice. Like, just that one line about, I don't want to know how a rapist feels. I don't think she would have said that at the beginning of the story. Like, she's really come a long way here.
Totally.
Yeah, I feel like she's just kind of over it all. She wants to be, I think at this point she really wants to be with Kun, find him, even if he's married and has a kid, she just needs to see him because I feel like where she is now, she's back to feeling like a slave. She's enslaved again. It's not in the same like regard, but she's still enslaved. She can't leave. She's now like at the beck and call of Gazette.
Yeah.
What's happening? I'm sad.
We're here for you.
Can we just?
I got you. Let's come together. We got this.
I'm like holding your wrist.
This way? Okay. This is beautiful.
Episode 39 is bringing us together, so that means episode 40 is probably gonna tear us apart. Let's keep watching.
Let's
Episode
do it.
40. The Golden Forest.
Gazeta, I heard that in the Northland, the higher the social status, the stricter they are about relationships between a man and a woman. For instance, you can only have one wife and no mistresses.
Does that apply even to the king and members of the royal family? What about generals? Can female prisoners of war be taken as mistresses?
No.
That's interesting. But so what?
Well, before they have their rites of passage, men and women are separated. And with their exception of their mothers and nannies, boys aren't allowed to hold another woman's hand. So when you become an adult, you basically marry the first person you fall for.
Ah, so they, not their parents, choose their own marriage partners? How typical of barbarians. They'd never be able to find a good match through a system like that.
Right. It's like they think only with their hearts and not with their heads. But the funny thing is, though they chose their own marriage partners, most couples stay together until their last breath. Well, if there aren't any major issues, that is.
Really? But what does that have to do with why Kyrios might be grateful to the king of the Northland?
Well, because those major issues refer to adultery or rape.
In the Northland, any man who forces himself on a woman is severely punished.
What?
Those things that have caused you so much suffering, they're not allowed in the Northland. So if you were to live in the Northland, you'd be able to do so freely and comfortably. We've got no male or female prostitutes there, and priestesses don't speak with men in the Temple of Utu. Northlanders are strict about romantic relationships, so we are not allowed to lay with anyone other than our significant others. And having a mistress or a lover is completely out of the question.
Whoa.
Kun, those things may be prohibited, but that doesn't mean they don't happen. Affairs aren't encouraged in the Southland either, but any man who has power will lie with more than one woman.
No. As far as I'm concerned, that doesn't happen in the Northland.
Well, that's because men wouldn't talk about such things in front of an unmarried kid like you.
Jeez.
But when they gather for drinks, I'm sure they talk about dirty, unfaithful things like that. I've seen it plenty of times. Even the well-mannered ones spew shit about their wives when they're drunk.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, she is. I hear her.
No matter how drunk a Northlander man gets, he'd never speak of his woman's flaws in front of others. The same goes for women about their husbands.
Wow.
If they took an oath in front of Utu to become man and wife, then regardless of their flaws, they'd understand and cherish one another. Except under one circumstance.
What's that?
When they sleep with someone else.
Oh, I thought it'd be more serious. There are tons of Southlanders who split because of affairs.
In the Northland, those adulterers die.
Oh my God.
What?
No games.
Yeah, both people involved in the extramarital affair die at the hands of their spouse or respective spouses that they betrayed.
Wow.
And if one forces themselves upon a person who isn't their significant other, they also die. If it's revealed that a man forced himself upon a woman, then her family will often go track down the rapist and demand that he come out of his home. If he refuses, they'll then break into his home and attack him inside.
I'm fine with that.
Me too.
And if someone among the rapist's family also dies in the process, then their family will retaliate and seek revenge as well. Unfortunately, there have been many cases in which the cycle of revenge doesn't end until both families have been completely wiped out.
Oh my gosh.
And yet, such tradition continues to this day. Because to Northlanders, honor is most important. And in order to maintain honor, murder is often the answer. To us, murder is in line with law and justice.
You see, the king spared Quirios' life. If he hadn't, that maid's family would have gone and killed him instead. That's because in the Northland, maintaining honor and seeking justice means getting revenge. So what the king of the Northland did was actually show mercy to Quirios.
Look at his little short second. He's a little. He's chibi.
Even still, I don't think I could ever just tell Quirios to be grateful for the outcome.
So then what do you plan to do, Gazita?
Well, what can I do? I suppose I'll just have to sit and watch until the Northland and the Southland face each other in war. It would have been easier if the Northland had just folded before uniting the tribes. If only they hadn't lost that Salt Mountain chief's son. ... Or did they?
I was shocked when I first found out that it was Gazita who tried to massacre Kun's entire family.
That's so crazy to me.
But when I thought more about the aims of fundamentalists, it wasn't actually that surprising. For a very long time, their sole focus had been on the honor of light and eternal life. With careful preparation, firm determination, and a sneaky marriage guise, Gazita's plan was essentially flawless. If I hadn't found Kun that day. And if he hadn't survived, then the Salt Mountain tribe would have fallen apart, never having been united by a new leader. Everything could have gone according to Gazita's plan. And Gazita could have become a full-fledged sky person who would have probably been up in the heavens rather than here on Earth.
In any case, thank you for the information. I'm still not sure if the king of the Northland did that on purpose to provoke us, but regardless, the Lugal of Salt City is the shining center of the Northland, and he abhors us most of all. We can't just let him be. The 4 tribes who have secretly been cooperating have found it more and more difficult to stand up to the king. Even they are slowly turning their backs on us. We must act soon. Otherwise, the Northland with their almighty king will be too strong for us to face.
Gazita, do you really plan to get rid of all the Salt Mountain tribes?
I don't just plan to. I will.
Ooh. Purr.
I'm sure you know what our oldest and deepest desire is.
But being a sky person's already a very noble position. Must you really ascend to the heavens?
Renier, I know that mud people could never truly understand the desperate longing of the sky people. But even still, you should at least pretend like you do.
I'm sorry, Gazita.
Okay. ...
...
Renier, you seem rather well-versed in Northland tradition and ideology. Did you spend any time with any Northlanders while you were in the Northland?
Sure did.
No, I didn't.
She lied.
I once saved a Northlander in distress.
She didn't lie.
So I only know what that person told me during the few days we spent together.
Really? Was it a man?
Pete.
Wow. I never thought the Galtier would be one to get jealous.
Burn.
It was a kid. A young child who wasn't even married.
Okay, she's telling the
I
truth.
see.
She's telling the truth.
But why would you say I was jealous? I just asked out of curiosity.
Oh, then I must have been mistaken. I thought I almost had something to brag about.
Stop laughing.
Yes, sir.
Rennie, I said stop laughing.
Don't worry, Gazita. I'm not laughing.
Okay. Good girl. Ew.
Good girl. It's kind of kinky.
I mean, for reals though.
What Gazita asked of me was to protect him during times when he felt he couldn't protect himself. That's why I sit at his bedside every night, just like this.
Oh, whatever.
Since that day, Gazita has kept his promise to me. He asked only for my loyalty, with no exception of me having any special feelings towards him. It was as if he'd carved out a piece of his heart with a knife. Aside from the night of my arrival, Gazita hadn't expressed any feelings toward me that he felt would somehow bother me. So I'd often wonder, unlike humans, can sky people carve away their feelings at will? Or is he just pushing aside his feelings as much as his heart and mind will allow? There's only one thing I know for sure. To Gazita, fulfilling his sacred mission as a sky person is more important than anything. And so if he must choose between his loyalty and feelings, then he'd readily abandon his feelings. And my real mission.
Tap, tap.
Yeah. I hear outside.
Yes, it's just the sound of one of the priests on duty walking by.
Where are you?
Clasp.
I'm sitting right beside you.
Dot, 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 dot.
Is to protect Gazeta from the suspicions and loneliness that could break him. I'll hide my muddy feelings so he'll never truly know how I feel.
Renier.
Yes, Gazeta, I'm right here.
When I wake up, Renier then goes to sleep in a small corner after having watched me all night. The quiet space is filled only with the sound of her gentle breathing. All I do is sit next to her and watch her sleep. For it's only during the short time that I can fully enjoy her presence. It's during these suffocatingly sweet yet endless bitter moments that I wonder what kinds of difficulties she's facing in her dreams. Are you reciting things that I don't wish to hear repeated?
Dot, 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 dot.
Kun,
Walter.
don't die. If you die like this,
No matter how much I try, I can't erase that name. Whenever I'm about to forget it, I dream again of that winter. I never would have imagined this dream could last so long.
Is that right?
He's catching on.
Okay, there's a little bit to unpack. Why is she so willingly just to protect him? I don't know why she's like, she doesn't have feelings for him. She's kind of paid her debt of life. Why is she just hanging around?
Is she doing like a bait and switch, like let's cozy up and be friends only to get what I want in the end? Is it strategic?
I don't know, because she's still like, his true feelings. She confuses me.
Yeah.
well, I think she kind of is like, she doesn't know how to feel. Like she kind of has some sort of feelings for him, whether, I don't think it's love, but she cares for him in a weird way that I don't really understand.
Yeah, it's that, what do you call it when you like fall in love with your captor?
Stockholm syndrome.
Yes, it feels like a little bit of that's happening.
Yeah, a little bit of
She
Beauty and the
loves
Beast.
Coon, but she's still got this like
Love for her.
attachment to this other guy who sucks.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's the worst.
She's
He is
really
the worst.
rude.
But I feel like she has a softness where she sees the good in people,
Yeah.
even though like people have done terrible things to her. And it's like, why are you doing this for this man? I get it. She feels bad for him. And like, I think it's weird being like the Galtier where you just like can't trust anybody. Because people, at the drop of a dime could like challenge you and now your life is at risk. So I can't imagine like not being able to trust anybody except for like the mud people.
The mud people. So rude.
It's so rude. The mud
know.
people. But yeah, there she is dreaming about Coon. So I don't know. Things are getting crazy. And it's crazy how like everything is like flowing together. Like we find out it was Gazeta who actually like, or the Galtier who wanted to kill off Coon's family. And like, it's like everything's coming back together.
Full circle.
Yeah.
We're really connecting the two places.
Do you think he'll be mad if he finds out that like,
Oh, hell
Renier.
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh.
Someone's about to get murdered.
He is
He's
vengeful and
possessive.
controlling.
He's possessive over
yeah.
her. He
Someone's
literally
about to
owns
go to
her.
war.
but doesn't he want her to be happy? Like what?
No,
I don't
not if
think
it
so.
means he's not
Yeah,
happy.
yeah. He's
so
very
there's
selfish.
ulterior motives again.
Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah.
going down.
This is me shaking my head because I need Renier to go find her man, Coon. Let's find out. There's still some more to come, so stick right here. Bye. Bye.